Welcome to another episode of the Support for Employment podcast. Welcome back to the S4E podcast. This is the first time we've ever had 5 people on mics. So it's usually been 4. So this is going to be, I've already had my patience tested with the new equipment. And
definitely.
You can see all of our ears, which is amazing because the headphones just decided not to work today. So
decided to break the fourth wall. But
yes.
Yep,
You have to.
Has.
You have to.
Yes,
Deadpool style. Okay, but most importantly, we have David Wilton with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'll give you a lengthy intro shortly as to who you are, what you do, and how you interact with us. But returning to the mic, we have Harry, we have Jasper, we have Athan.
All my viewers, fireball.
All 3 of them. Okay, so with us today, special guest, David Wilton, founder of Wiltons Cookies, a proudly family-owned Australian business that has been supplying handmade gourmet cookies, honeybreads and slices to cafés, hospitality venues and businesses across the country for more than a decade. Built on a passion for quality, Wiltons Cookies has grown from a small family operation into a trusted supplier for more than 400 businesses Australia-wide. Every product is handmade in Melbourne using real butter, quality ingredients and traditional baking methods, reflecting David's commitment to craftsmanship and consistency. David's journey is a great example of what can be achieved through hard work, creativity, and a willingness to grow a business from the ground up. Along the way, Wiltons has expanded into custom-designed cookies, cakes, and specialty products, helping celebrate everything from birthdays and weddings to corporate events and community fundraisers. Running a successful business takes far more than simply making a great product. It requires leadership, problem solving, customer service, innovation, and the ability to adapt as a business grows. With years of experience building the Wiltons brand, I'm sure David has plenty of valuable stories, lessons, and advice to share. So today, with the help of Athan, Jasper, and Harry from the Hampton East School, we look forward to learning more about David's journey, the story behind Wiltons Cookies, and what it takes to build a successful Australian family business from the ground up. David, welcome to the show. I hope that's all true, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Don't get me started, Scott. Now I'm hungry already.
Well, I do believe we have some of your cookies downstairs. So just quickly before we get really into the meat and potatoes of it, how has Wiltons Cookies and S4E collaborated over the past?
They have. We've had them. They provide a printing service.
Yep.
For printed cookies, and so we have used them as to print our specialty cookies.
Beautiful.
Basically, and we've been very happy with the service. So we've continued along that path.
Yeah. So we look. I haven't ventured too much into the cookie side of what we do, but occasionally we'll get like an order of like 400 cookies that we have to print.
400?
Yeah, plus.
Damn, that's a lot of cookies.
Sometimes. Yeah, so massive like corporate events that happen, and yeah, we need to get them all those cookies out and ready to go. So yeah, thanks to David, that sort of is possible, and it's just another stream of income that S4E can generate as a not-for-profit. So yeah,
As Harry said, it's making me hungry now.
Yes.
well, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it until after the show. So you guys are going to have to get those hunger pains under control. Gentlemen, any questions? Anyone want to kick it off with a question that they have, or want to read off the prescribed questions at all?
What made you decide to start your own business with it?
I've always wanted to start my own business. Right, so I always wanted to run my own business, and it was just a question of seeing what opportunity came along in life. Before I was a manufacturer, I was a distributor. So I used to buy other people's products in. Then we tried a thing called contract manufacturing, where we got other people to make cookies for us, our own brand, but they made them for us. And those things both had their challenges. So in the end, I got a little frustrated with that and said, well, if I manufacture it myself, then I have control of the quality and the price, and I can do all the things. I've got the freedom to go ahead and build a business that way. And so that's why we chose to become a manufacturer. But I always wanted to be self-employed. And I've basically been self-employed since I was 23.
Ooh,
a long time now.
Yeah. We had a bloke in real estate who's been doing his thing since he was like 17, and he's been in that industry for like 50 plus years, which is amazing. So when it comes to obviously the challenges that come with being self-employed, but also being in an industry for such a long time Was there ever a moment where you've kind of thought, oh man, this is a lot more than I bit off a little more than I can chew, pardon the pun.
I view it a bit like Lego.
Yep.
So,
Who
you
doesn't
know,
love
you
Lego?
get say a new Lego kit at Christmas or whatever, and you look at it and look at the picture on the box, you think, can I ever build that? And you do it one brick at a time.
Yep.
And you follow the instructions. Well, building a business is very similar. So there were times it was very, very challenging. Economics can play a part in it, and also there's factors beyond your control. So, for example, if people don't pay you and so on, they can put you under a lot of pressure. So there's those challenges, but you try and mitigate those risks and you just continue to build and go to work. And it wouldn't matter if you're in a career or in your own business. Either way, you probably have to follow those principles.
Yeah.
If you're still working for somebody else, you'd still have to go there every day, build your or their business, I guess, in effect, and do all the right things.
So, Jasper, you're naturally very curious and want to get into the hospitality industry.
Definitely.
David, would you have any advice for Jasper maybe starting off or I guess anything that you could sort of recommend maybe Jasper's way to kind of break in a little bit and get into the industry?
Hospitality industry is so broad. If you think about it, you can be everything from working in a cafe to a restaurant to a catering company. So it's probably a case of working in a whole heap of different areas and finding out what you like and what you don't like. You're still in the hospitality industry if you're still in the kitchen cooking, and you are as you are up front dealing with customers out the front. So you got to find out where you fit in, what you like, and there's no rush.
Yeah.
I probably started a little bit younger than most people, but actually I would probably recommend that people actually go to work for somebody else for quite a period of time, probably a decade, 10 years, and learn the industry, make your contacts, and then if you want to go out on your own, then do it then.
Yeah, because you've got to learn the ropes somewhere. You can't just, I guess, dive in and learn or own your own business sort of straight away, right?
An opportunity, well, it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And you're going to deal with the issues when they turn up.
Yeah, for sure. So you mentioned you sort of broke in when you were 23
Yes.
to your own self-employed business. What were you doing before then, and what sort of gave you the get-go to?
I'd done some study before then.
Yep.
Right. I'd tried a couple of different things. I'd studied music for a while. I thought maybe I might like to be a musician. And then I studied business because I had an interest in business. I had an interest in both of those, still do. And then I'd gone and worked for a couple of different companies. I don't think I had the best employment opportunities that were out there. But, all experience is valuable. And then I found myself in the unusual position of being unemployed. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I came up with the opportunity, well, I can buy products in and I can resell them. And I didn't know that was becoming a wholesale distributor, but that's what I became. And that's where I started.
Wow.
Being self-employed. And I guess there's always the need. I needed to earn money.
Yes.
I had bills to pay, and so I worked hard. I didn't have a problem with getting out there and working hard. I figure either way in life you have to work hard. So
Yeah. I've seen that as kind of a common thread in people who build their own thing. It comes from a place of almost desperation to kind of make it work because you don't really have a choice, but you also don't give yourself another choice, and you're willing to put the work in.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's the recipe to kind of make it all happen.
It's desire. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Does anyone else have a question for?
I'll go on. What out of all the foods, why did you go for a cookie business?
Oh, we fell into that one. I went home to my from work one day, and my wife had made me some biscuits. She made me a chocolate peanut butter cookie just to be nice. Yeah, it was really nice.
Oh.
And I commented to her, "They're so good, I reckon I could sell them." She goes, "Well, I'll make you a batch tomorrow, and you can sell them." So we made an extra batch of cookies, and I went and sold them to a customer. And within a day or two, the customer had rung me up and said they were really good.
Yeah.
They sold well. Give me two lots. So I went back home and said, we've got to make 2 lots for the customer. And then we gave that, and then a couple of days later, he rang up and said, "Hey, they've all sold. Give me 2 lots of those. And what else have you got?" We said, So I went home and told my wife we need to come up with a different style or a different biscuit. So we came up with a white chocolate macadamia. So they were the 2 products we started with. Then we started at home in the kitchen, which I know the council aren't keen on, but there are many businesses that start in the kitchen at home.
Yeah, of course.
And that's how we got started. And then, it grew from there. Like we were just very popular and it all started to grow. And then very quickly we had to get a commercial kitchen.
Yep.
And that proved to be difficult. That's where the contract manufacturing came in. And that worked quite well for a period of time. And then, of course, we outgrew that and it became obvious we had to get our own commercial kitchen so that we could grow and expand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any jobs available?
Not at the moment. Yeah.
Good on you, Jasper. Well done.
You gotta ask.
Fuck
Gotta
off.
ask. You gotta ask.
Gotta ask. Yeah.
So those two types of cookies, it was the white chocolate macadamia and the
Chocolate peanut butter cookie.
chocolate peanut butter. Are those two still staples in the menu?
No. White chocolate macadamia is, although it's evolved over the years. And the chocolate peanut butter, well, at one point everyone had an aversion to peanut butter.
Yes.
Although I feel that's coming back now.
Yes, definitely.
So we may reintroduce it at different times. So,
Awesome.
What peanut butter do you use out of curiosity?
I think it's Reese's peanut butter. I think.
Oh,
I think.
yeah, I've got to try that now. I've got
I feel
to try
like there's
that.
only one you can use.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, the Skippy peanut butter from Costco?
Yes.
That's so good.
Whenever I
one
do
that
go to
goes-
Costco, that's my mum's top order.
Like,
She's
this
"Get
is me,
one of
like
those."
when I'm at home, like I put a whole, like do a big scoopful on my bread and then
Perfect.
another one. Then man, it's so good.
There's only one way to do it.
Yeah.
You have to, one serving is actually
Like a
5
million.
servings.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great question, Harry. Does anyone else have a question? Athan, do you have one that you'd want to ask? Otherwise, I can fire off on mine. It's up to you.
Do you think you're famous?
Famous?
Yeah.
No. Look, you're probably more widely. People are probably more familiar with you than you realise. Because once you're in the industry for a while, there's only so many biscuit or slice manufacturers, and you're probably more spread out. And so so within the industry, people probably know of you. So I like to think we have a very good reputation in the industry. So people probably look at us and go, well, they're not the biggest company in the industry, but they certainly produce quality product, and that's important
Do
to
you
me.
feel well known?
Yeah, I do feel well known within the
Yeah.
industry.
For sure.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
people would know us out there in the public. They don't always know that they're eating one of our products. 'Cause we
Yeah,
are-
that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it was 400 businesses across Australia. Like
Yep.
you're bound to pop up
Yep.
somewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you're sort of right about like you get to that point where someone's definitely had one of your products, they just might not know it, right?
Yes, correct.
And I had a business that I worked for. It was a nursery, and they supplied to Bunnings.
Yes.
And it was one of those things where, holy crap, like these guys, no one knows who they are, but if you've bought a herb from Bunnings, like you've bought from that business, you know what I mean? Like it's amazing. That distribution, like maybe fame isn't the right word, Athan, but maybe it's more just, just recognized or at least utilized by
I think there'd be
Australians, right?
recognition
For
within
sure.
the industry for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got another question. How much do you sell the cookies for?
Varies. Like you can go from very cheap things that cost 10 or 12 cents through to things that cost sort of a couple of dollars a biscuit, really.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a broad spectrum depending on who you're selling it to, what they want, yeah.
What's the hardest cookie to make?
I don't know, actually. I sort of think a lot of ours, the kids' biscuits in particular, we put a big effort into decoration, so it's time consuming. So there's a process involved.
Oh
in
yeah, I
that.
can just imagine like you get a person or machine like to sprinkle like half, and then
Yes.
then you go across to packaging area.
Yep. Exactly. There's a whole process involved. So yeah.
How involved are you now these days in the process? I guess from start to finish. Like, are you? I wouldn't imagine you yourself is going to be in the factory, I guess, or in the kitchen. But yeah, where do you sort of pick up from in the process?
So I'm more management now.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, I ensure that I still have lots of customers phone us, although we have an office. They can phone the office. They can send orders through email and so forth.
Yep.
So there's a whole variety of ways you can send us orders. So some people, older customers still phone me directly.
Yep. That's
I
great,
still
though.
carry a piece of paper and a pen and I write the orders down.
Perfect.
But predominantly, I basically manage the business. I make sure that the orders are processed, that they go on the truck at the right time, and they go out to customers. And I'm more talking to some of the large customers as well. And then and I make sure the finances and the financials of the business, that's very important.
Yeah.
You must make sure that that's run correctly.
The fun part, I would imagine.
The tasting definitely should be.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Taste test of a new product, that would probably be the fun
I
part.
feel like if you go in the food industry, that's the best bit of like tasting. Like,
Yeah,
just to
definitely.
make sure this is the right quality, just gotta make sure it's safe. No one will mind.
Got to get a pinch of the fireball on it.
What are the like food safety? Because I know you'd imagine working with meat and stuff like that. There's very very strict sort of rules as to what you do to sort of manufacture a product with that. What are the sort of food safety protocols and maybe the risks that we might not know within your industry?
The types of product we produce are considered to be low risk in the industry. Having said that, we're HACCP approved, and so we're monitored by HACCP, of course, and also the local council, of course. And we're accountable to all of our suppliers. So most of our suppliers expect all those things to be run correctly. And at the end of the day, I think if you want to be professional, you want to attract customers, I've always taken the approach that my biggest customer can walk into the factory anytime and have a look around and be satisfied that everything's being done correctly. So it's very important. And you are supplying people with food, so they have to absolutely have the confidence. If you pick up a product and eat it, that 100% confidence that it's going to be right.
Yeah, 100%. Just one more question from me before I palm off to you guys as well. Your team, any particular shining stars? I've asked this about a couple of sort of managers of teams before. What does that team look like? And anyone you want to shout out?
There's, I won't give preference to anybody because they've all got their skills and abilities, and they're all part of a team. So I'm appreciative of all of them. So, people turn up every day to work hard, do a good job. Each of them has fallen into an area where they've got, expertise, if you like. And it's only because we have a team that the whole thing can work.
100%.
So it's important that I tried to create a very good culture in our business. So we try very hard with that. So the fact that nobody leaves would suggest that maybe we at least got small things right than wrong.
I reckon that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. Yeah.
Low turnover is usually a thumbs up.
So that's important. So but everybody works hard and everybody's appreciated. As I point out, most people, including myself, have to go to work to make a living and survive. There's no silver spoon anywhere, and so it might as well be an enjoyable place to work. So that's very important to us.
Because every minute matters.
Yeah, it does.
I'll ask the same question as Jasper. Any job openings? No. Thankfully, Lou has a very similar sort of mindset towards business and all that. So, other than yourself, the longest standing team member, perhaps, who has been there just as long as you have, or
apart from my wife, she doesn't actually work in the business, but I feel she's come along for the journey.
100%.
I don't know. We've had a few people over 10 years at the business. We had one that started with us, then left to pursue his own thing, and then came back. And he'll probably So all up the business has been running 19 years. The manufacturing part of it, been running 19 years now. So
Incredible.
I think probably our manager's been there. One way or another accumulated the most amount of time over that period. He only left for a couple of years and then came back. Yeah,
incredible.
A follow-up one. Who's been there the shortest amount of time?
Oh, the newest team member.
I employed someone about a week ago. So.
Really?
There you go. Oh, you just missed it.
Imagine if the last week and this week was flipped and then you met me, you could have given me the job.
So she's been there a week, so she's doing well.
Beautiful. Yeah. And her role, because obviously 19 years, you're kind of well established.
Yep.
Are you looking at expansion? And if so, what does that new team member sort of fulfill?
Yep. So new team member comes in, has got to learn. We start to give her tasks. So she learns different areas of the business and then we develop her from there.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Sounds brilliant.
Most people in a smaller business tend to do a lot of different activities.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not like you just sit in an office and do one thing. Yeah. So we're all responsible for making it a production work.
Yeah,
really.
That's right. What I'm finding, I've worked in recently, I've kind of gone from larger teams to smaller teams. And this is one of the smallest I sort of worked for. And you have to cover each other's butts a little bit. You kind of got to, if someone's out, then that responsibility immediately has to be taken by someone.
Absolutely.
Such as tomorrow. I'm not here tomorrow and someone has to drive the bus there and back.
Typical.
So, yes, my wife's birthday. So.
Oh,
hey,
very important.
Happy
Heading
birthday.
away.
Yes, happy
Be
birthday.
good. Okay, so.
I presume there's no dull moment.
In the industry?
And also with marriage.
Oh, with marriage. Oh, my
and
God.
also the food.
Ooh la la.
David could probably speak more on this than I can, but you do it right. I think marriage is a great thing. I'm less than a year in, so I can't make too many comments, but
new.
so far, so good. Yes.
Don't
but
jinx
I think
it. Don't jinx it.
having I think I could say anything and not jinx it. I think the most important thing is
You're both happy?
respect each other, be happy, and again, kind of like filling the spots in a team, you know, in a small team. You're even smaller in marriage. So if you can't do something, you have to make sure that that other person can, and vice versa. I made a comment. Someone said something 2 weeks ago saying you got a good one or something like that after
heard it
a
was
comment
me,
I
I
made.
think it was,
Yeah.
I think it was.
It's equally important that you're a good one back.
Yeah.
So
I was going to
that's-
say I have a philosophy on the marriage thing.
Please.
There you go. So you asked the question. I always view my wife and she's a mirror of me, right? So whatever I do to her comes back to me. I use the example if I were to take her, say, a hammer and bang her a big toe, which would hurt her, make her very upset, right?
And if
She-
that happens to you,
Well, no, it mightn't come back to me. She mightn't do that to me. But where it comes out is tomorrow when you're going to work, instead of there being, say, instead of making the effort to make a cut lunch, for example, when you go to work, there's nothing. There's not even a goodbye, whatever the case may be. So you treat her as like a mirror image of yourself. However, you treat her extremely well. I have a funny feeling that it's all going to work because it'll come back to you. Yeah, it's because it's fostering a good relationship.
For sure. Yeah, I could talk for ages because it's very fresh to me. But yeah, it's a good experience.
I've done 26 years now.
26 years. That was going to be my next
that's
question.
speaking of marriage. My grandparents' anniversary was yesterday.
How long?
57.
Oh, that's
Incredible.
good. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they have a secret? Do they have any?
They got married apparently very young, so like maybe in their 20s.
Yeah.
And
What I've heard is that as the golden secret every time is the husband saying, "Do what she says." And I think
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
pretty
I think that's
important.
what my grandpa does.
Fantastic. That's very admirable. 57, you said?
Yep.
Amazing.
I always think too, next year should be better than this year. So I'm very
100%.
optimistic, and I always try and make sure next year's better than this year.
Yeah.
So you're always on the improve in everything you do.
Do you guys have any children?
Yes, 2 boys.
Go for it.
19 and 21.
Yep. Have
both
they
of-
found themselves working for the business at all
Yes.
at one point? There you go.
Yes. Yeah, both of them part-time jobs.
Yep.
While going through uni.
Amazing.
Yes, so one of them's on holidays at the moment, courtesy of earning money and having money in his pocket to go away on holidays.
How good.
Yeah.
I presume that's the 21-year-old? Or
That's 21-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah.
And where is he at the moment?
Spain?
did he go to the World Cup or no?
No.
No, that was in the States. That
Yeah.
was in
Oh,
the-
did he
And
get to-
Mexico and Canada.
Has he seen the people, Spain?
Oh, when they
ballistic?
won? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Has he seen? Has he told
It's
you?
a very good environment over there at the moment.
for sure. Yeah. All high spirits. Probably the best time to go over to Spain at the
Yeah.
moment. Fantastic. All right. Well, does anyone else have a question? Otherwise, I might fire away. Athan, you want to?
Do you have a favourite part of doing your business?
Well,
What's
a
your
good
favourite
question.
part? The deliveries, making the cookies, designing the cookies. What's your favourite part of the business?
I
that you-
actually, believe it or not, I like planning. I don't mind planning the business. So I like planning not only next month, but the month after. I tend to do it in 3-month lots, and I tend to do it in 12-month lots. So I like planning the business, and I like to make sure that then happens.
Yeah.
You can't guarantee it, but you can put a big effort into making sure that it sort of flows smoothly, and I get a reward out of that. So I do enjoy doing that. Yeah. So
You mentioned, obviously, in a small team, people filling certain roles, right? That planning thing, I could imagine, for the most part, for most people, is going to be quite monotonous. Maybe having that foresight, maybe not some people's strengths. Is there a part of the business that someone else covers for you? Well, I guess everyone does because they're your staff, but you're very thankful that they take care of that part. Like something that
Absolutely.
maybe is a weakness of
Yeah.
yours.
a big weakness of mine, I wouldn't say, okay, I don't like doing the books. And
Fair
when
enough.
I say I don't like doing the books, I have a bookkeeper. I love looking at the books now because I don't have to sit down with the meticulous, be so meticulous ticking off the statements every month and so forth. Now, that has to be done. That's critical. All that stuff gets done and done correctly. And I found somebody who is, that's their thing. They love doing it. They're very meticulous. We balance to the cent. And you've got to have that in the business to make sure that you're travelling well. And when I was doing that, I just found that a hard slog. So I was very grateful to hand that off to somebody else.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Jasper, you're obviously looking into going into hospitality. So I'll ask the sort of inverse of that question, which is what do you think is one of your strengths that you could bring to a cafe that you work at or any kind of business that you'd like to venture into?
Maybe
question.
like,
Good question.
yes, indeed. I like to ask these guys, Athan and Harry, what they think of my strengths.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
Oh,
Peer review.
All of the above.
Problem solver.
All the
Problem
above.
solver. Okay. That's a huge one. I think that's what a lot of bosses are looking for, right? It's kind of, there's a problem. At least
For
someone's
sure.
there to solve it.
Like he's calm. Anything that's an issue, he's very relaxed.
Very
in doing it.
smart, very relaxed, very confident, doesn't doubt things much.
Enthusiastic. I mean, he's
Yeah.
funny.
Honestly, everything, all of the above.
There you go. Your
Very
friends
What
positive.
would you
speak
say?
very highly of you, mate.
Yes.
I would say so. I've known you for about a year now.
Yeah.
In 9-week stretches. But
Which
I would
is crazy
say,
to think about now.
yeah, I would say very friendly. Someone who I think in a front of house role,
Yep.
in a cafe or as a barista or something like that, perfect fit.
Definitely.
You've seen my coffees and hot chocolate.
Yes, that's right. So you've got the ability there, and that is important. But I think a boss, especially for front of house, is usually looking for that sort of
Absolutely.
personality, right? Someone who's very friendly, very very talkative, and is you ask questions, and I think that's a huge thing.
Very genuine.
yeah.
You appear to be very genuine. You talk to people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think your first impression is usually a very positive one.
Hey,
So
let's
there you go. I don't know about your work ethic, but your peers already have spoken very highly of that. So if you can solve problems, have great charisma, and have
Hey.
good ability in what you do, then I think you're a winner, mate.
Very good communication skills too.
Yeah,
Now,
he is.
It's your turn
Oh,
to gas
no.
up your friends. So
Oh,
when it comes
this is
to
gonna be
Harry
good.
and Athan, what do you think their
Oh, I
strengths
thought
are?
you were gonna ask me like, oh, what do I think of myself? Like, oh no, because
That's right. I think
Answer,
he
answer
said
carefully.
gaslight.
Answer carefully, you shall.
What do you think of your friends? What do you think their strengths are?
both of them really good at communication. Like, but also the improvement can get better. But that's not a doubt on you guys.
Yeah.
But like, I don't mean this in mean way.
Yeah,
Harry,
no,
but
you're
like
all good.
in sport, for example, like for soccer, like maybe tell us where we're gonna
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Like because
Don't,
he's our
don't focus too much on the correction. Your friends just gassed you up. So
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
gas
No, 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 no,
gas
no,
them
no,
up a little
no
bit.
shots
Focus,
fired there, no
focus on
shots
the
fired
positive.
there.
Focus on the
Sure.
positive.
But also like very good at like knowing. Oh no, like, promotion, yeah.
It's hard without the headphones.
Yeah, not used to it. But they know, like, if they have questions, they know it's important and who to ask to and who to ask. I mean, like, for example, they ask Manoli, for example.
The
or Penny.
70-year-old.
Nah, he's not 70. But my
You made the
point
same
is,
comment last week.
Penny's better.
He looks great for 70, if that's the case.
but my point is that they're really good, like, of understanding about the community and where they are. Like, even though, like, they might not see it, but, like, I see it in them.
Yeah. I think
Mm.
that's a common thing is, a lot of people don't see their own strengths. But, you guys all speak very highly of each other. It's very nice. I can't say that I would ever speak highly of my school friends like that. when I was
Oh,
in
I'm
school,
not surprised.
All right. So, David, back to you. If I walked into your bakery tomorrow or your kitchen tomorrow, before anyone else arrived, what would I see that most people wouldn't expect? What are some things that are happening? Is there like a big team meeting that happens every morning, or what's something that
Depends when you turn up.
Okay.
If you're the very first person in the front door, everything's neat, tidy, packed away from the night before. So ready to get on with baking today.
Yep.
And then we have the packers come in first. So they start packaging up the products. And then at about 7 o'clock, all the bakers come in and they start producing product.
go?
Yeah. So
And what time? Like, what are the hours? Is it like a 7-day-a-week operation?
no, it's a 5-day-a-week operation. So
Lovely.
from 6 in the morning till about 5 at night.
Okay.
That's for everybody else. For me, it tends to be a bit longer.
Yeah. Say when
planning.
you're the man, right? It's 7 days a week, 365 a year, really. Like,
I
even-
often say I work 5 days a week, but if you ask my wife, she'll say 7. Look, if there's something that needs to be done, it gets done,
for sure.
right? And I like to pick my times when I do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's fair enough.
Oh, I've got a question.
Go for it. Yeah, please.
What's underrated about running your own business?
What do you mean by underrated? What do you mean like?
People doesn't see it like behind the scenes. Like, you don't really appreciate it unless you work there.
Or like a hidden positive
Yeah.
that most people wouldn't know about. Okay.
Okay. I'll give you a positive and a negative. People don't realise the effort you have to put in, right? They don't see the all the different phone calls that come in at all the different times of the week. They don't realise that I'm constantly thinking about business. I mean, I do get my time off. Don't get me wrong. I mean, But so they don't appreciate. They often say, "Oh, you're so lucky you run your own business," but I don't think they really understand the amount of effort that goes into making sure that it works and it works well. A very positive one is that you tend to get your time back. At a point, you get your time back, which I do. So I'm able to come here and do this today. So I can take a few hours off to do this. And it's been noted by my sons that I was always around for soccer training, and I was always around to see them do school events, and because I was able to get time off. And I could clearly go, well, I'll have a couple of hours off during the day, go watch my son play soccer, and then I can catch that time up later in the day or over the weekend or whatever the case may be. So that's a positive. I think, when things are running well, you do get some of your time.
Yeah. I would imagine that changes per industry, right? Like
Probably does, yes.
in the construction industry, the time frame around, when you're going to, as you say, get your time back is probably could be longer or shorter. Depends on the overall success of the business as well.
Depends what you're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you're running the construction company, it might be a case of monitoring it and make sure everything happens correctly. If you're working in the construction company as a carpenter, you might have to be there from 7 to 4 to make sure that the frames and everything go up correctly. So it just depends on what role you play in the business.
Right. I had my own business, landscaping, for a little while, and I loved the idea of being my own boss until I realized that I had like 20 bosses that I called clients. So you kind of like, sole trader, meaning that you're the only person running the business. So definitely that sort of having that spare time, you do end up working 7 days a week. It's kind of, one, you're always thinking about it. There's books that need to be, done. There's accounts and spreadsheets and all that sort of stuff. It's not just the physical, right? So yeah, wish I had someone.
I think you need to be very organised too.
Yes.
So you need to set some clear boundaries. This is work time. This is when I'm going to do, say, the gardens, and then this is where I'm going to allocate time to do the books. And you also need to recognise within yourself what you're good at and what you're not good at.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So if there's things you're not good at, you got to work out what the key functions of the business are. And some of those key functions, like for example, I don't actually like sitting down physically doing the books. I find it I just find that a challenge. It's very tedious. It's not my personality. I prefer to talk to customers. I understand the importance of them. I understand even more accurately why they need to be done and done very accurately, so I can make key business decisions around that. So I make sure they get done. I make sure they get done correctly, and I get the right person for it. So that would have been the same in the landscaping business. Yeah,
I was not the right person for 90% of the jobs. Let's be honest. I'm here. So
I know someone who wants to start their own business. So Athan knows them, Harry knows them, I know them.
I do.
It's Asher.
Asher. Oh yeah, I know Asher.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. What does she want to do?
If she wants me, even though she's not here, but I think when she's on here, she'll speak about a clothing brand.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
We have another person here as well who wants to develop their own clothing brand.
Oh yeah.
I can't
Me either,
remember
really.
Honestly, I don't know. You didn't tell me.
I'll speak more to Asher about it.
Yeah.
It's good to know. I like having information prior to getting people on.
Yes. AK, my other school captain.
Yes, she's co-school captain. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have a question?
What's the easiest part of your job?
Delivering.
All of the above.
I like talking to customers.
Yeah.
And again, that comes back to personality.
Yeah.
Right. I like talking to people. I find probably the best part of life is people. It's the relationships develop and all that sort of stuff. And it's interesting because I have a good friend of mine who's a scientist.
Oh yeah.
And he spends all day in a lab, and we often have a joke. I could never do what he does. He has to be very meticulous in the lab doing what he does, and he's there all day on his own. That would drive me insane.
Yeah, you can imagine.
And yet he looks at what I do and he goes, but you talk to strangers all day. And I go, yeah, that's fine. And he goes, no, I can't do that. So each to their own. And that's the great thing about the world. There's a position for everybody, I think. Yeah.
Very mechanical science.
Yeah. Would that ever be something that like locking yourselves in a room and being isolated? No. I get the feeling that none of you guys would thrive in that environment.
I'm not sure.
Maybe
But
Sadal would. I feel like Sadal would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been stuck in a bathroom stall before, so.
Yeah.
And that was recent, by the way.
My wife, during COVID, she
Yes.
was doing a lot of the testing. She was in the labs.
Yes.
And
She's a scientist.
sort of,
In the
a
middle.
little bit. At that time, she was very into it,
Yeah.
and then I guess that part of it really sort of shook her, and obviously lots of rules, lots of regulations, and there's an isolated feeling when you're with these, she was around COVID 24/7.
Yep.
And
Testing it.
testing it and getting suited up for it and just that level of isolation was quite confronting. Like already we have to be 6 feet apart and working from home and all this sort of stuff. And it's like she really saw that part of it. So my wife needs that sort of this sort of environment to thrive.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I thrive in isolation. I know
Typical.
I'm kind of this is great and all that, but man, when I get home, I'm like, leave me alone. So
Oh no, for
So-
the wife.
your personality type, David, you like to be around
Yep.
people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very social.
There you go.
Yep.
How do you think that has benefited you throughout your business? That sort of social.
Because you're not frightened of talking to people about what you do and how you do it and how you go about it, and that's that's key. I mean, I think if it's hard to promote yourself or what you're doing when you're not willing to talk to people, so you definitely need somebody in the business to fill that role, whether it's you as the owner or somebody else. But you definitely need someone to promote the business. Yeah.
Do you find that a lot of your team share that as well? That sort of social environment. I would imagine they have to work pretty closely together.
They do and they don't. You can definitely see that some of the chefs are less capable of talking to customers. They don't understand their customer needs quite the same way I do.
Yeah.
But they can produce product that, if you say, well, what product we need produced, that they're to a very, very high standard. So again, they work in a closed environment, not as social apart from themselves, of course. And then so it's each to their own, really. You've got to find a place where you fit in.
Yeah, that's right. I could make a few comments on chefs I've worked with over the years, but I won't. I'll keep it short.
What's
Okay.
something you always look for when you're trying to hire someone for a job?
Got to be outgoing. Want someone to fit in with a positive attitude. That's the key. I can teach most people most things, really, I think, but you can't teach attitude.
Yeah.
So if you come in with the right attitude and you're pleasant to talk to and you're communicative, you'll do quite well. I think probably not only at my place, but in most places.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you? I've got a question here about if you had to choose between hiring someone with the perfect resume or a great attitude, but with very little experience. So perfect resume, they've got maybe 10 years of experience, exactly what you're looking for.
Yep.
Happy personality, or great attitude, little experience. Who are you choosing?
Great attitude every time. Every time. Yep. We've been down that path. We've seen people that are capable, but they're difficult to work with, or it's not worth having. You don't want them around.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
great attitude.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it spreads, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Sometimes all it takes is a bad egg, and it can really kill the team, especially in a smaller team environment as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know you guys have not known us long, but if you got to say out of us three, of the students, that is, who would you guess most likely would run a business of their own business?
Well, it's difficult to say. All three of you
really
have got a
difficult to say,
positive
yeah.
attitude.
Yeah.
You're all sitting here and you're participating. That's the main
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
you never know. All three of you might end up running your own business.
That's right. I think definitely for the first rotation of Hampton East, we kind of lucked out. We've got 3 people who enjoy talking, or at least enjoy engaging in the podcast, which is a huge win.
W.
W's in the
As
chat.
for how that translates into business ownership, though, it also depends on what you guys are going to go into.
Yep.
Well, Athan might be really good at running a business in traffic control, and that's his thing. But Harry might not be able to take the reins on that because it's such a specific industry and it
Or
requires.
just let people actually get run over.
Well, yeah, that too. Maybe you just want to watch the world burn.
Yes.
Some people are
Fireball.
going to be suited into different things. You made a comment before. I don't want to let this one go. Musician.
Yep.
All right. That immediately piqued my interest. I play guitar.
Yep.
What do you play?
Started with clarinet.
Yep.
And then moved to saxophone and then guitar. I always wanted to play guitar, but my parents weren't very keen on me playing guitar.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe they thought that I'd spend too much time on guitar and not enough time on school.
Fair
study.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So but I've learnt music's music.
Yep.
Whether you learn on a clarinet or you learn on the guitar, you can jump from one to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once
It
you've learnt music,
It is definitely transferable. I always kick myself for not learning piano though, because I think that's probably the most transferable. Do you agree?
I went to the effort. I went to I bought a piano, put it in the house. My wife was forced to learn piano growing up.
Yep.
She made it to quite a high level too, grade 8. And
Not bad.
Yeah. And she hates it. and getting her to
Plot
play
twist.
anything was a challenge.
Wow.
And yet, even from my point of view, I love listening to her play, but no, it's not her thing. And yet you'll get people that have got like a minimum of skill, but a real interest and enthusiasm towards it, and you can't stop them from either hitting the piano or playing the guitar or whatever. And so,
Yeah. Your initial sort of pull towards music was
Yep.
that because I've heard a lot of your wife's example and grew up with a few of them as well as the parents very much influenced, you
Yep.
you need this is very important for your brain, this is very important for you, but it's like,
Yes.
well, I'm not passionate about it. Did you come from a place of passion with music?
Not really. No, I guess the clarinet was shoved in my hands. But then again, my around our house, there was very limited music in our house, so I was the odd one out. And then I kind of discovered music at about 15, and then I was like very keen.
There you go.
Yeah. And it was something I was capable of, and I guess we all gravitate towards things that we're capable of doing.
Yes.
So I was able to participate, I was able to learn, I was doing well at it, so I continued.
Yeah.
Music's very soothing.
Yes, I think it's a great what's the word? It's a great coping mechanism. It's a great just a great resource for your brain to be able to do something else other than maybe scroll on your phone or play a video game. You can definitely feel.
How dare you disrespect video games? How
Oh
dare
no!
you?
Hey, dude, this is coming from a massive
How
gamer.
dare you?
should say I've just upgraded my car sim rig with a H shifter, and I'm into.
All right,
it,
what
man.
games do you play? What games do you play?
Oh, right now, big on Assetto Corsa, Euro Truck Simulator, Elden Ring, and that's pretty much it.
Fortnite player right here.
Yeah,
over
see-
3,000 hours or more.
Well, that's crazy.
I'm
Crazy.
still not really
3,000
the
hours
best.
is a very long
Still
time.
not really the best though.
For 3,000 hours, I'd expect results. It's
Yes.
a long time to be on a game. Okay, so on the thread of music, do we have any other musicians in the room? I don't think I've asked this question.
I used to play piano
You play piano?
when I was in year 3 to year 5, and drums a little bit in year 7, and guitar a little bit in year 8.
Okay.
I did do some music classes back in my old high school, but not really enough, really.
Yeah. And did it come from a place of like wanting to do the instrument, or was it your parents kind of being like, you should do this?
Honestly, not really both of me. I just did it.
Just fell into it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a music room and then it all
Ooh,
much.
ouch.
Manoli, how dare you?
He didn't
Yeah.
actually do it. It
I
was-
know.
I was
I
gonna
know
say,
that.
what a specific
I know.
teacher to talk about that. Did you get into music at all, Athan, or no?
I like what I.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all.
Nothing
I
wrong
have a
with that.
certain genre of music I like. It's not really a genre, but it's ones I like. I like listening to funk songs.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
PHO and
Yeah,
K,
PHO and K. Those are the songs
Anything
I
like-
listen to.
loud.
Anything that
Loud.
plays
they're
on the radio,
good,
apart
they're
from like
good.
those
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad. Okay.
All right, if
we've
I ever
got-
had a kid and they're like Taylor Swift, no, out.
No,
Just
no,
out. No, you kick the
I listen to
bucket.
Taylor
I kick the
Swift. I
bucket.
think her older songs are a little bit better.
Right.
We went
No,
just
hey.
went to on the music theme.
Yep.
We just went to the blues festival in the Echuca this weekend.
Yeah.
It's like the weekend past. So if you like different genres, that's worth going to because you get to realise what. I wouldn't have said I was a big blues fan,
Yeah.
but afterwards I sort of realised that it covers a lot.
Does.
And,
Yeah.
and as a consequence, I had a great weekend, and that's worth doing. If you like music and you're prepared to, that's the thing about music; it crosses a lot of genres. But
The
you can-
Oasis is so good. That's just my opinion.
Never
though.
heard of
Do you
it,
have
never
a
heard of it.
favourite radio broadcaster?
Not really. No.
From
no,
Melbourne?
Yes,
You
from Melbourne. Yes, I am from Melbourne. But no, I don't have any particular favourites. I can very
No,
easily.
you like gold or something.
Yeah, go on.
I do like
Wow.
country songs. I do like some country songs.
Yeah,
country's so
interesting.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Country bleeds into a lot, sort of like what David was saying.
Yeah.
Like country takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of areas.
Yep.
Definitely
Especially
like
Victoria.
bluesy, jazz,
Yep.
lots of rock. Your go-to genre, for me, it changes all the time. But are you sort
I'm
of
the
locked in on
same.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, I can go anything from Beethoven right through to as I said, I went to the Stevie Ray Vaughan and all that sort of stuff. I like it all. I don't look at any particular genre and go, no, that's terrible, right? Even things like rap, you listen to it, you sort of go, well, it's very popular, so why is it popular?
Yes.
What are people
Like the
into about that?
explanation, is it like a certain beat, for example?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I think you can if you're not too picky, and I think that's a sign of a true musician at heart as well as being able to take being able to admire parts of music that you may not listen to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Be adventurous.
Yeah, be
Yeah,
adventurous. You know, there's something
definitely.
out there that you haven't listened to. There's plenty out there that you haven't listened to. You know, borrow something from it, take something from it, or learn to respect something from it. I think, and that goes for a lot of things. Like, you know, movies. It goes for people. That goes for everything in life. You know, back on the thread of Wiltons Cookies. So, food is one of the few products where people can instantly know if you've cut corners. In a world focused on lowering costs, why have you continued to make your products with quality ingredients?
At the end of the day, I sort of feel you have to. People buy with their eyes, so the product's got to look good, but ultimately they repurchase the product because it tastes good. So if you think about what you actually purchase in your own daily life, you buy it because it tastes good. When you go to the store, you think to yourself, "Oh, I'd really like to buy that," before you even get to the store because it tasted nice.
Yeah.
And so I think that's key. So I won't move away from that. Anything that detracts from it tasting good, I won't. So that usually means you have to stick with the quality ingredients. People also get used to a way a product tastes. And when you get to a certain size, it's very, very difficult for you to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they will know. And if
Yeah.
you do something wrong, not that we have, but you won't get one phone call, you'll get about 100.
Yeah.
They go, what have you done?
Yeah.
What's your newest cookie? Had this.
We just made like a Tonka truck. Like it's a kid's biscuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, so a little Tonka truck. So yeah.
That's sick. So you mentioned making changes,
Yes.
and that kind of, you know, coming back 100-fold. Is there any changes that you've kind of had to make, maybe due to expanding to a certain point, that you feel were, let's do both a negative and a positive change?
I was very hot on the fact that we still use real butter and get in big blocks and all that sort of stuff. But
Which butter?
Sorry, we usually use either Australian unsalted butter or New Zealand unsalted butter. I've been offered butter from all over the world because we buy it in such quantity.
Yeah.
And I don't move away from either of those. We
I only
both
have one.
produce
I
excellent.
have one butter, and that's not a Lex. It's the
Okay.
only
Yeah.
butter I'll have.
Yep.
Low pack over here. Love low pack.
How dare you?
So, and I used to use real eggs all the time.
Yep.
There is a disadvantage to using actually breaking the eggs and using real eggs in that you can get an egg that's off, in which case you ruin everything.
Yeah.
Yep, no worries. And then also you can get eggshell and so forth, and it's just time consuming to break eggs. So we moved to pasteurised eggs. They are real eggs, but they've been pasteurised, so it's a much safer product to use. It's very saves us a lot of time, and I have confidence in the product, and it hasn't moved away from the taste, which is the key thing.
Also saves wastage as well. Like if you've got a batch of 100 eggs you've just cracked and there's a rotten one that goes in there, like
Yep, absolutely.
holy crap, that's so
Yep.
much gone. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Eggs are so
we,
good.
we really need to stop talking about food, or else I'm going to get really hungry.
All right, we'll lock in for another 10 minutes. We've got David here for. Actually, do we have a time limit for you?
No, not that I was told.
Fantastic.
Unlimited.
That's good. The last time Lou said half an hour, we had to push our guests out of the door at like 28 minutes into the
Okay.
podcast. So we won't make that same mistake twice.
Well, we have unlimited.
We do.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you guys have to go at 12.
Oh.
So I'll say we're at the 49-minute mark right now.
Maybe
just to break
20
the fourth
minutes?
wall.
Yep.
We'll say about 10. Say about 10.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Question
Go. Hit it.
for you. What do you love doing in your free time?
Oh,
Is
great
it travel?
question.
Ooh,
Yep.
yes.
Yep. Obviously, music, playing guitar. I like sailing. All right.
Okay.
And, so I tend to do a fair bit of house maintenance. I've never used to be into the garden and stuff like that, but I actually like the house looking nice.
Yes.
So I and I like my cars looking nice. So I tend to wash the cars. I mean,
Car do you have?
Oh, we just have ordinary cars like Mazdas and stuff like that.
Oh,
But I like them. A
That's
car
all
doesn't have to be new to me, but it does have to
It
be.
just has to get the job done.
No, it has to be in immaculate condition.
Okay.
If there's
That might
any,
be
if
a bit
there's
OCD
any
there.
one, there's any one car I would wish to have, it's a 1967 Chevrolet Impala.
Oh,
Is
they're
that,
nice,
is that
big car.
by any chance inspired by
A show?
Supernatural?
I will not answer that question.
It is.
Yes, it,
It is
100%.
very
It 100% is.
I know because that was my car of choice for a little while as well. For the
So
same
you watch
reason.
Supernatural?
Once upon a time. Not all 25 seasons or whatever it is, but yeah.
15.
Yeah.
I'm almost finished already.
There you go. Yeah.
Where's it
it's
on?
time.
Prime. It is so good.
Yeah. So sailing.
Yep.
Where was because that's not just something that you sort of pick
Like,
up,
Yeah.
right? It's that's kind of
Yep.
all of the people that I know that sail. their mum or their dad or their family sales. So
No, I'm the odd one out again.
There you go. Oh wow.
I remember one person who used to go to our school but sadly left, who's sounding a lot, Colette. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Colette. She was one of my teachers. She absolutely loved sailing.
Incredible. David, how did you find the hobby, and what is so good about it?
So when I left school, I would say I wasn't the best student at school. And I was very lost, didn't know what I wanted to do. And that's pretty typical of a lot of people that leave school.
Sure.
Not unusual. So I wandered around for a few years. And then I used to always walk along the piers and look at the boats and thought to myself, if ever I could own a boat, that would be nice. And then I was looking for a boat to do up. And cut a long story short, I ended up getting a boat. An old man sold me a boat nice and cheap. Amy had to promise not to cut it up because I didn't even understand the value of what he'd sold me. But it was a classic yacht built in 1937. And then I had to find a boat builder to help me rebuild it. And again, I think there's a very good spirit out there in the world. I found an old boat builder called Ozzy Whitley who helped me rebuild the yacht, and he was very generous with his time and did not overcharge a young man who didn't have very much money.
Yeah.
And he allowed me to earn money and pay him as we went along. I was the labour in this, and he was the brains, if you like.
Fantastic.
And they had the skill set. And so I landed up with a really beautiful timber yacht in my early 20s, which I still have. And,
Wow.
And once that project was completed, it was a good project for me because it was nice to, just as a person, I just felt like
Yeah.
I'd achieved something,
For sure,
And
yeah.
everybody needs that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a good project for me. And once I'd sort of completed it and got it back in the water, I just suddenly thought to myself, well, I better learn how to sail.
Yeah. Now the hard part.
And that was a challenge because I was basically self-taught in sailing.
Yeah.
Retrospectively, I should have gone and got some lessons maybe. But we were chucked out there in the middle of the bay and, if it doesn't kill you, then it makes you stronger.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
can get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the worst thing.
There's only a small risk.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Because I've got a couple of mates of mine. So I grew up on the peninsula.
Yes.
So that hobby is very, very prevalent
Common,
down there.
yes.
But yeah, all of them were like, I sail because dad sails, or mum sails, or my grandfather sails, and
Yep.
they just because it is a bit of a high barrier for entry because the
Yes.
equipment obviously is so expensive, and also
Yep.
as you mentioned before, like so.
Yep.
Like physically demanding. It needs maintenance, upkeep, and a lot of care.
Yep.
Have you done that around the world? And if not, where have you been around the world?
I've sailed. I have sailed in other places, but mainly not on my boat. I tended to either rent a yacht or just go sailing on other people's yachts.
Yeah.
It's because the skill, once you have that skill, it's transferable. So I found if I was in other places, I could easily jump on a boat and go for a sail. Yeah. Have sailed around New Zealand, which was nice. Sailed down to Tassie, which is nice. Sailed around the Whitsundays, which is very nice. Got to sail on the Young Endeavour twice. That's something that every young person should look at doing.
Right.
Yes, that's a tall ship.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that. That's a tall ship that
No.
was given to Australia as a gift.
No idea.
And I got to sail on that twice. And that is, I would recommend every person between the ages of 16, I think they do 16 to 21, 22, something like that, has a crack at doing that.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've got friends that I've met that have done that, and we all speak highly of that. It was,
Wow.
What's a quote you go by when you're doing your job?
sorry, what was that?
Ooh.
A quote you go by, like when end of the day or start of the day, like every minute matters, for example. Like
I don't really have any quotes that I live by, don't think, really. Don't know. I'd have to give that some thought. Actually, there must be principles in which I function, but I can't think of a particular quote. Yeah.
How
Maybe
about
I do say at work that every problem has a solution because there are problems that come up, and sometimes things come up and I don't have the immediate answer to it, but I go, every problem has a solution. So, and a positive solution. So I just think, all right, I've got to find the solution. That becomes the next thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
On that thread, great question. When it comes to values that you either uphold in your business through your employees or values that you live by, could you give some examples?
So at home, I'm very keen on the fact that we all treat each other very well. So we all speak very positively to each other within the family. And I've found that has been of great value in the family, and I've extended that to work. So we all treat each other very well at work. You're not allowed to say anything nasty or mean or anything like that. If you can't say anything nice, say nothing at all. It doesn't mean you have to agree on everything, but, you don't have to disagree or, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I have found at work that's been very good, always very positive to people.
Sure. It's harder at work. And you guys would get this at school as well, right? Like there's so many different personalities, different people.
Oh, definitely.
and there's a lot of
Backlash.
collisions that can happen. Sometimes even actual physical collisions, right? Fights.
Couple
and
that's happened.
obviously, you don't want that at work. But do you guys find that your cohort sort of follows a similar sort of value as
Yeah,
David's
sort
business?
of, I guess.
Because
Yeah.
everyone that I've seen and talked to, at least in a podcast setting, there hasn't been a group of 3 that haven't really got along, or there hasn't really been a group of you guys where you've been involved in an activity around here and there's been, certain combative sort of language or stuff like that. Have you guys had experience with that at school?
Maybe a little, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe.
Do your teachers tend to sort of snuff it out pretty quickly, or?
Sometimes, yes, definitely.
And then for David,
Mhm.
in your business specifically, have you had moments where maybe staff haven't gotten along, and how do you mediate that as the?
Yep, we address it very quickly. The old saying is nip it in the bud.
Mhm.
So pretty much straight away, we remind everybody that we treat each other well. I get it that we all have different personalities, and that someone might have done something that upset you, but let it slide. Seriously, it's will you remember it in a week?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Is it worth really having a big fight over?
yes.
Not really.
Yeah.
There's very few things that are worth that are going to mean anything in a week's time in terms of what someone said or did.
Yeah.
Just let it slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My. Do you have something you want to ask? Go.
Like, how do you, in terms of respect and positivity, how do you deal with like your own employee? If someone's having a bad day, how do you manage to support them?
People are entitled to have a bad day.
Yeah. So how
At work?
do you react to them?
Oh,
when
look, we might have a
feeling-
word with them and just, if it's not going well really today from whatever, we might ask what's going on, is something bothered at home or whatever the case may be. They might not be on that particular occasion receptive to talking to you. So they may come to talk to you later after work, or it might flow past a day or two before they talk to you. But, again, people, you need to understand when you have a team of people are going to come to work with a bad day, and they're not necessarily going to tell you why they're having a bad day. There could be a personal issue at home. They just need to know they're in an environment where people are going to treat them well. And I think that's probably the fact that they're in that type of environment is probably why, even though they're having a bad day, they continue to come to work.
Yes. Yeah,
Right?
100%.
Because they feel, well, at least if I go to work, I'm treated well and I'm respected and everything else. And so, at least in that, they're in a good environment. So if you're going to have a bad day, you might as well have it at work in a good environment.
Yeah.
Where people treat you well.
100%.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, well, we're closing in on the hour mark. So I'm going to ask just a very casual last question for everyone at the table, starting with you, Harry.
Mhm.
What are you up to this weekend?
I'm going away to Mildura tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
with my dad and brother to my dad's friend's house for 4 days. Gonna go on their houseboat they just bought and probably just chill around there. And besides that, probably nothing much.
Nice. That sounds pretty full on.
That is
anyway.
a lot of fun.
Fun.
That's a great weekend. Yeah.
Fun.
Jasper, what are you up to on the weekend?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
Not sure?
I think I'm going to start packing for my camp,
Yep.
probably.
And when's that?
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. Okay.
And then to Friday.
Fair enough.
You guys have got some positive things. What do you got going on?
Athan, what are you doing?
Just chilling and watching the footy.
What about
Again,
you?
sounds great.
What about you guys? You two.
We'll start with David.
I'll probably go to the boat
Yep.
at some point on the weekend. And then, as I've had many weekends in a row that have been full, I wouldn't mind doing some house maintenance,
Yeah.
wash the cars, get the lawns mowed, just basically chill, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of value in a nothing weekend. you
Yes, occasionally it's got to happen
know?
when you have
like
responsibilities.
a Mildura weekend away sounds great, but
Yeah.
man, sometimes just being at home and doing the vacuuming is just, it's got to be done.
And yourself?
So it's my wife's birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
So we're
la.
heading away to Greta, which is about 15 minutes out from where my grandfather lives. And in a serendipitous bit of luck,
Greta's when Victoria, by the way.
so Greta, I think
part of it?
north east from us here, about 2.5 hours.
So like,
Typical.
give me a region.
Oh, do you know where
Well-
Benalla is by any chance?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Near Wangaratta, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that down that way.
Yeah. So yeah, so heading out there, just got a weekend away. There's a lovely little place that we go to called the Sawmill Cottage. Just like a little cottage, fireplace. You just it's a great little B&B. It's a great spot. So yeah, heading there. To celebrate my grandfather's birthday, and my uncle, in a bit of luck, is also going to be there at the same time. So it's a bit of
How old's your grandfather?
Great question. 80 something.
You should check that out before you go.
Yeah.
Be a good grandson.
He's, you know what? He probably won't. He probably won't mind that I forgot
little
about that.
sister 9 years apart going?
17 years from me.
Close.
And no, it's just me and my wife. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, me and my wife, and
Typical.
like my uncle, who's he's probably already up there now, to be honest. So yeah,
They're nice weekends away.
great. Yeah,
Always,
like
always enjoyable.
in the winter, like going to a place like Mildura in the winter, you don't really think, but sometimes it is just nice. Like especially in a place like Greta, where it's like
Fireplace, bottle of wine, nice dinner,
hidden.
time,
Sounds
no
great.
responsibilities.
Yeah,
For a weekend, doesn't hurt.
leave the laptop at home.
Yes.
Chuck the phone in another room. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, looking very forward to it. And then the weekend after that, absolutely nothing.
Man,
You gotta book 'em
respect
in.
for that. Respect.
Book it in.
Beautiful. Well, you guys got to head off soon.
Bye-bye.
David, thank you very much for
Thank you
coming
for
in.
inviting me. I've enjoyed it.
It's good to put a face to the name as well. Your name gets sort of thrown around when it comes to obviously our
get to see
cookies.
your real face.
That's
Ooh.
right. That's right. And so does everyone else when it comes to the cameras we've got set up now too. Very exciting. I still get excited pressing record on the cameras. This is pretty new, the phone setup. And yeah, I just got to get this bloody thing to work properly. It's my second time using it. So it's all right.
That's what the edit's for.
That's right. Yeah. Lots of bleeping and hard cuts to different cameras.
Beep.
So, but yes, David, thank you so much. What a great conversation. Thank you guys for asking questions, and not a lot of questions that were on the script that I gave you guys as well. A lot of
No.
free flowing, off the top of the dome questions. So
AI script anyway.
that's right. I'm glad you picked that up. Thanks, mate. But yes, all good. Let's sign off here, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, David.